This presentation focuses on how we can ensure quality in strategic management within the context of digital education. The content of the presentation is aligned with the quality framework known as E-xcellence, developed by a group of universities that are part of the European Association of Distance Teaching Universities, EADTU, which includes UNED. Both Ángeles Sánchez-Elvira Paniagua and I, Miguel Santamaría, authors of this presentation, were part of the team of reviewers responsible for updating this quality framework in 2016. However, in general terms, the E-xcellence model is aligned with the main international frameworks for quality assurance in digital education. The purpose of this presentation is to support the university's strategic management in aligning its transition towards digital education with internationally recognized quality standards. The content of this presentation is expected to be useful for members of university governing bodies, including rectors, vice-rectors, deans, the general administration, senior administrative officials, and directors of technology support services. In this presentation, we will discuss the role of strategic management in digital education. This is a crucial topic because most educational institutions were originally designed for face-to-face learning. Their structures, policies, and teaching methods were built around traditional classroom settings. However, the rapid development of digital education is changing the way we teach and learn. Institutions must recognize this shift and update their strategies to remain relevant and effective. Digital education is not just an alternative. It is becoming an essential part of modern education. For digital education to be successful, it must be fully integrated into both institutional frameworks and public online spaces. This means that online courses and digital resources should be aligned with institutional goals, teaching methodologies, and student support systems. In this presentation, we will explore how institutions can strategically manage this transition and ensure the effective integration of digital education. Let's begin. In the previous slide, we discussed why institutions need to integrate digital education into their strategies. Now, we will explore how strategic management plays a role in this transformation. The first key step is defining clear institutional policies for digital education development. Institutions must establish guidelines on how digital education will be implemented, supported, and evaluated. These policies should address critical areas such as course design, faculty training, student engagement, and technological infrastructure. Strategic objectives for digital education should also be structured across multiple time horizons. This means institutions need short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. Finally, effective management structures are essential to support the long-term development of digital education. Leadership teams must ensure that digital education is a fundamental part of institutional planning. This requires dedicated teams, sustainable funding, and continuous monitoring of progress. By adopting a strategic approach, institutions can create a strong foundation for digital education and ensure its success in the future. Institutional strategic planning plays a crucial role in the successful implementation of digital education. It should not be seen as a separate initiative, but as an integral part of the institution's overall development. First, e-learning must align with the institution's broader goals. Digital education should support and strengthen these objectives. A well-integrated e-learning strategy ensures that online and face-to-face learning complement each other rather than compete. Second, institutional strategic plans must address not only academic needs but also administrative and operational requirements. Without a holistic approach, challenges such as a lack of resources, inconsistent policies, or resistance to change may arise. Finally, successful digital transformation requires cross-departmental collaboration. Digital education strategies must be embedded across different departments, including academic faculties, IT services, student affairs, and administration. By integrating e-learning into institutional strategic plans, institutions can create a sustainable and scalable approach to digital education. As we discuss digital education strategies, it is essential to consider the role of blended learning. Blended learning combines online and face-to-face instruction, offering institutions a flexible and scalable approach to digital education. First, institutions must clearly define the role of blended learning in their strategic plans. This means identifying how blended approaches fit within their academic programs, how they will be implemented, and what outcomes they aim to achieve. Second, a flexible spectrum of e-learning options should be available to students and faculty. Not all courses or programs require the same level of digital integration. Institutions must provide different models of blended learning to meet diverse educational needs. Finally, strategic plans should address the essential factors that support blended learning. This includes allocating adequate resources, providing staff training on digital pedagogy, and forming partnerships with technology providers or other institutions. By strategically integrating blended learning into their plans, institutions can enhance the learning experience while maintaining flexibility and academic quality. As institutions develop their digital education strategies, it is essential to ensure that faculty and departmental planning aligns with institutional goals. Effective implementation requires careful coordination across different academic units. First, digital education strategies should be tailored to student needs. Faculty and departments must design courses and programs that provide flexibility, engagement, and support for different student profiles. This includes options for fully online, blended, and hybrid learning experiences. Second, institutional plans must address both national and international student markets. Many universities are expanding their digital offerings to reach students beyond their local regions. This may involve offering multilingual support, adapting content for different cultural contexts, or aligning courses with international accreditation frameworks. Finally, faculty and department strategies should align with broader institutional goals. A successful digital education plan requires consistency between academic units. This means that departments should work within a shared institutional framework for online course design, technology integration, and student support services. By ensuring that digital education planning is student-centered, market-responsive, and institutionally aligned, universities can create a cohesive and effective digital learning environment. As institutions expand their digital education strategies, maintaining consistency across departments is essential. Without a coordinated approach, differences in policies and implementation can create obstacles for both students and faculty. First, academic department plans should be aligned with each other. This includes standardized course design principles, assessment methods, and technology use. Second, student mobility should not be restricted by inconsistent policies. If departments have different e-learning policies, students may face difficulties transferring credits, accessing online resources, or receiving support. A coordinated institutional strategy can remove these barriers and enhance flexibility for students. Finally, e-learning implementation should be standardized across the institution. Standardized learning management systems, student support services, and faculty training programs can help create a seamless learning experience. By ensuring consistency in digital education across departments, institutions can provide a more structured, accessible, and student-friendly learning environment. As we reach the conclusion of the first part of this presentation, let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we have discussed. First, strategic management is essential for the successful implementation of digital education. Strategic planning ensures that digital education is not just an add-on, but an integral part of institutional development. Second, institutions must integrate e-learning into their long-term goals. This requires forward-thinking policies, investment in technology and training, and a commitment to continuous improvement. Finally, consistency and collaboration between departments are crucial for effective digital learning. Institutions should ensure that e-learning policies, course designs, and student support services are aligned across all academic units. A coordinated approach allows students to navigate their learning experience smoothly, regardless of their chosen program or faculty. In summary, strategic management provides the foundation for a sustainable and high-quality digital education system. By integrating digital education into institutional plans and fostering collaboration across departments, universities can create a learning environment that is flexible, inclusive, and future-ready. In the second part of this presentation, we will review a set of best practices for strategic management in digital environments. Following these best practices will help ensure a quality strategic management. As we have seen, strategic management is crucial for the success of digital education. To ensure its effectiveness, institutions should establish clear benchmarks that guide their digital learning strategies. The first key benchmark is policies and plans. Institutions must have well-defined policies that outline how e-learning is developed, implemented, and evaluated. These policies should be regularly reviewed and updated to align with technological advancements and student needs. Next, institutions should consider the role of e-learning in academic strategy. This includes defining how online learning complements traditional programs, supports lifelong learning, and enhances student engagement. Another important benchmark is the policy on resources. Effective e-learning requires proper investment in infrastructure, technology, faculty training, and student support services. A fourth key area is ensuring compatibility and security in e-learning systems. Institutions must adopt technology standards that promote interoperability between platforms, accessibility for all students, and protection of sensitive data. Cybersecurity measures, data privacy policies, and regular system updates are essential to maintaining a safe and reliable digital learning environment. Finally, institutions must focus on managing external e-learning activities and resources. Many universities collaborate with external partners, such as online learning platforms, industry experts, and global education networks. By using these benchmarks, institutions can develop a structured and sustainable approach to digital education. As we have seen, strategic management is crucial for the success of digital education. To ensure its effectiveness, institutions should establish clear benchmarks that guide their digital learning strategies. The first key benchmark is policies and plans. Institutions must have well-defined policies that outline how e-learning is developed, implemented, and evaluated. A strong strategy is essential for universities that aim to enhance digital education. More importantly, it is fully integrated into the broader institutional strategies for development and quality improvement. This alignment helps create a more effective and sustainable digital learning environment. Additionally, e-learning policies must adhere to legal and ethical standards. This means ensuring compliance with national and international regulations, protecting students' data, and guaranteeing accessibility for all learners. By following these principles, institutions can provide high-quality online education that is both inclusive and responsible. The role of educational innovation in academic strategy. In the rapidly evolving field of digital education, staying up to date with new technologies and educational trends is essential. To support this process, the institution has a structured organizational framework that encourages innovation and development. This framework not only facilitates the adoption of new tools, but also promotes ongoing evaluation through academic research. By integrating scholarly assessment, the institution ensures that any technological advancement is implemented based on evidence, leading to meaningful improvements in digital education. Effective digital education implementation requires careful resource planning. This institution ensures that the development of digital education considers essential factors such as the purchase of equipment, software implementation, and the recruitment of qualified staff. Without these elements, sustaining high-quality digital education would be challenging. Additionally, training and research are fundamental to keeping educators and administrators prepared for technological advancements. The institution also acknowledges the importance of managing staff workload, ensuring that faculty members have the necessary time and support to effectively integrate e-learning into their teaching. By addressing these resource needs, the institution creates a sustainable and high-quality digital learning environment. For e-learning to function smoothly, institutions must ensure that their digital learning platforms are fully compatible with other management systems. This includes integration with registration and administrative platforms, allowing for seamless communication between different areas of the university. Beyond compatibility, reliability, and security are critical. A well-functioning e-learning system must be stable and efficient to support both students and faculty. Additionally, data security is a top priority, ensuring that personal information is protected and that the platform operates without disruptions. By maintaining these standards, institutions provide a trustworthy and effective digital learning environment. E-learning is not limited to institutional platforms. It often involves external collaborations and resources. This includes student virtual mobility, partnerships with other institutions, the development of open educational resources, OERs, and massive open online courses, MOOCs, as well as the use of social media for learning purposes. For these initiatives to be effective, roles and responsibilities must be clearly defined. Institutions must ensure that all stakeholders understand their duties and that there are clear communication channels. Where necessary, operational agreements provide a structured framework to manage these collaborations, ensuring accountability and smooth implementation. This structured approach helps institutions maximize the benefits of external e-learning opportunities while maintaining quality and control. The last section of this presentation introduces a set of quality indicators for strategic management, organized into major categories. These indicators can be used as a checklist to assess the institutional strategic management in relation to digital education implementation or as a guideline for developing an effective and quality strategic management addressed to digital education. The indicators developed from E-xcellence framework have been grouped into 7 main areas: policies and plans, the role of e-learning in academic strategy, policy on resources, policy on virtual mobility, ventures beyond the institutional boundary, research, scholarship, and innovation in e-learning, learning analytics. Ensuring quality in e-learning starts with strong institutional policies. Let's break down some key indicators that define a well-structured e-learning policy framework. Clear policies and planning. A dedicated team should be responsible for designing, evaluating, and updating e-learning policies. Transparency. Policies should be well documented and accessible to both staff and students. Everyone involved should understand the objectives and expectations. Legal and ethical awareness. Institutions must ensure that both faculty and students are aware of their rights and responsibilities in the digital learning environment. This includes issues such as data protection, academic integrity, and digital ethics. Adaptation to new trends. The field of digital education evolves rapidly. Institutions need policies that address modern developments like learning analytics, social media, open educational resources, OER, and massive open online courses, MOOCs. Monitoring innovation. Universities must have staff dedicated to tracking changes in technology and teaching methods. This allows institutions to remain up to date and adapt policies accordingly. Institution-wide involvement. Collaboration between faculty, administrators, and students leads to better implementation and improvement of online learning practices. These quality indicators help institutions create a strong foundation for successful digital education. To ensure quality in digital education, e-learning should not be an isolated effort. It must be integrated into the institution's overall educational strategy. Aligned with institutional goals, e-learning should support the broader mission and vision of the institution. This ensures that online education is not just an add-on but a key part of academic planning. Consistency across departments. Different faculties and departments may have unique needs, but their approaches to e-learning should be aligned with institutional policies. This prevents fragmentation and ensures a coherent learning experience for students. Institution-wide engagement. For e-learning to be effective, all stakeholders, faculty, administrators, and students must understand and support its implementation. Clear communication and professional development opportunities help achieve this goal. In summary, a successful e-learning strategy is not just about technology. It's about alignment, consistency, and collaboration across the institution. Effective digital education requires more than just good teaching. Let's explore the key elements of a well-structured institutional plan. Departmental planning. Each department should address key aspects like staffing, training, and resource allocation to support e-learning effectively. Security standards. Institutions must establish clear policies for data protection, privacy, and cybersecurity to ensure safe and reliable online learning services. Infrastructure management. A strong digital education system requires ongoing maintenance and technical support. Responsibilities for these tasks should be clearly assigned to ensure smooth operation. Sustainable investment. E-learning resources need regular updates and renewal. Institutions must balance initial investments in hardware and software with long-term maintenance plans. Staff training. Digital education evolves quickly. Continuous professional development ensures that faculty and support staff stay updated with new technologies and teaching strategies. Ultimately, a well-planned infrastructure and investment strategy ensures the sustainability and quality of digital education. Virtual mobility allows students to access learning opportunities beyond their home institution, expanding their academic experience. However, for this to be effective, institutions must have clear policies and agreements in place. Let's explore the key indicators of a strong virtual mobility strategy. Institutional recognition. The institution must acknowledge the benefits and challenges of virtual mobility and establish clear policies to support it. Partnerships. Successful virtual mobility relies on exchange agreements between institutions. These agreements must include technical and administrative interoperability, ensuring that credits and learning experiences are recognized across institutions. Continuous evaluation. Virtual mobility policies should be regularly reviewed to assess their effectiveness. Institutions should track student participation, learning outcomes, and overall impact to make necessary improvements. With well-defined policies, strong partnerships, and continuous evaluation, virtual mobility can become a powerful tool to enhance digital education. Collaboration, open educational resources, OER, and massive open online courses, MOOCs, are essential elements of modern digital education. However, institutions need clear policies and risk management strategies to ensure their effective and ethical use. Formal agreements. Collaborative ventures must be backed by legal contracts and service-level agreements to clarify responsibilities and expectations. Social media policies. When using social media in education, institutions must consider accessibility and privacy to protect both students and staff. Support for OER use. Faculty should receive guidance on copyright and licensing issues when using or publishing open educational resources. OER rights management. Institutions need clear processes for managing rights when developing and using OER, especially in institutional repositories or consortia. MOOCs policy. A well-defined institutional policy on the development and implementation of MOOCs ensures their alignment with educational goals. Risk management. Collaborations with third parties require risk assessment and contingency plans to safeguard student and institutional interests. Continuous evaluation. The use of OER and MOOCs should be regularly reviewed, with findings shared across the institution to promote improvement and innovation. By setting clear policies and regularly assessing their impact, institutions can maximize the benefits of collaboration, OER, and MOOCs while minimizing risks. Ensuring high-quality digital education is not a one-time effort. It requires continuous improvement and innovation. Let's look at the key elements of an effective strategy for ongoing development. Clear policy framework. Institutions should have well-defined policies and activities aimed at improving digital education. This includes better use of technology and more effective teaching strategies. Continuous improvement. Policies should be integrated into institutional self-evaluation processes, using monitoring, feedback, and performance analysis to enhance digital education programs. Technology tracking. Institutions must stay current with global developments in digital education. This includes horizon scanning, monitoring emerging trends in technology and pedagogy to remain competitive. Research and innovation. A strong e-learning strategy includes research and experimentation with new educational technologies. Institutions should support the development and evaluation of innovative teaching methods. Knowledge sharing. The technology tracking and research findings should not stay within the institution. They should be shared with the broader academic and professional community to contribute to global best practices. By embedding continuous improvement, research, and technology tracking into institutional policies, universities can create a dynamic and innovative e-learning environment. Learning analytics can enhance student support and improve learning outcomes, but its implementation must be guided by clear policies and ethical standards to ensure privacy and security. Learning analytics strategy. Data is used to personalize learning, identify at-risk students, and optimize course design. Clear policies. Institutions must establish privacy, security, and consent guidelines to protect student data and comply with regulations like GDPR. Ethical use. Learning analytics should serve educational purposes, ensuring transparency, fairness, and student control over their data. By balancing technology and ethics, institutions can leverage data responsibly while maintaining student trust and privacy. Thank you for your attention. We hope this presentation has provided valuable insights into best practices and quality indicators that can support strategic quality management in the implementation of digital education. This presentation is accompanied by a document containing a selection of quality indicators. We hope it offers useful guidance to support the digital transformation of your university.